What's the good word, y'all? DKB here. Good morning. And we have to start getting excited. I woke up to the news that optimism is extremely high for the New York Jets. But more so than that, that it seems like Aaron Rodgers being traded to the New York Jets is just on the brink of happening. And, honestly, I couldn't be more excited. One of the things that I did find interesting that came up, and I haven't really seen anybody talk about it, was the fact that part of that group that went out to go and meet Aaron Rodgers to try to secure selling him on joining the New York Jets was team president Jaime Elhai. And he doesn't really come out for just any and everything. You almost never really hear him mentioned in anything that really surrounds the New York Jets anyways. Very much so behind the scenes guy. So if that is true, I do find that extremely important. Now, from what I've seen, Diana Russini was the one that broke a lot of this news this morning via some tweets. So she was mentioning things like in the wake of an extensive in-person meeting between Aaron Rodgers and New York Jets brass. This included Woody Johnson and the team. There's optimism in the Jets organization that they are on the brink of landing the future Hall of Fame quarterback. And this is according to sources close to the situation, apparently. I'm a little bit reluctant to want to rely on a lot of that because, ever since the meeting, Joe Douglas has put the clamps on the organization again, and there is no news being leaked whatsoever. And I want to say Connor Hughes even confirmed as much. He's sending out text. He's trying to hit up his contacts that he can usually get something from, and everybody is ghosting him. So she continues to say, while optimism existed before the California meeting, Woody Johnson felt it was important to meet in person. And he's the person that left the most excited about being able to get a deal done with the New York Jets. Excuse me. Again, doesn't really surprise me. Woody Johnson is very emotionally open when it comes to the New York Jets team and what he perceives the best moves for this team would be, right? Obviously, everybody knows he loves his headlines. He loves whatever is going to get tickets sold for his team. So, bringing in another Hall of Famer like Aaron Rodgers, much like he did with Brett Favre, makes a lot of sense to me. She goes on to say, as the Jets internally are working under the optimism that this will happen, the Jets and Packers remain engaged in conversations about compensation and contract. So nothing really news breaking there, right? The biggest piece is just that this is one of the first times we confirmed that it seems like Aaron Rodgers going to the New York Jets is in a very good position, right? I would allude this maybe to Joe Douglas talking about us being in a good spot with Quinnen Williams and his contract extension. But when it comes to the compensation and contract, I had just spoke about us dusting off the old Brett Favre blueprint and potentially using that as part of our trade package for Aaron Rodgers, which would be a strong fail-safe option for us. It would allow the Green Bay Packers to feel somewhat comfortable. I've heard a lot of people mention, winning cures all. So if he comes to New York Jets, especially if he can get a Super Bowl, he's more likely to want to try to follow that up and maybe go back to back with it. So feel free to check that out. But it seems like right now, I would imagine the contract is really the biggest piece, right? You don't just this isn't the Lamar Jackson situation where they know what they can get, right? 2 first-round picks on the non-exclusive franchise tag, but the contract negotiations are so far apart that nobody realistically believes he's going to stay there. This is a situation, to me, it feels like if you take a look at a lot of the trade rumors and potential packages that the New York Jets would have put together, there really hasn't been a lot of variance, right? A lot of people initially think it's either a couple first rounders, or the more common thing we have been seeing is a second round pick and then some kind of combination of 2024 picks, with those being under condition. So I think the framework for the trade package is done. I think really the conversation about what a restructured Aaron Rodgers contract looks like is really the biggest piece. So I think the biggest holdup there is going to be if the Packers maybe forego some trade compensation in order to just say, hey, New York Jets, you guys take on the full brunt of these cap hits, or if they're willing to go and acquire more draft picks or a higher selection in terms of a draft pick, and they take on some of that contract that will be coming over to us ideally. So either way, to me, the good news waking up today, Aaron Rodgers on the brink of being traded to the New York Jets. I love it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I'll catch you again. Peace.